my gosh, we just had some breaking news just happen. I'm still trying to wake up, so if I look tired and I'm all over the place, it's because I literally just woke up. Normally, I don't film videos like this. I do it later in the day, but stuff continues to come out and we need to cover this because we can finally talk about things that we've been speculating with the Switch 2, and we have confirmation that a lot of this could actually be happening now. But before we get into the topic of this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel as we've been doing Switch 2 videos every single day. We've been covering the system, doing all sorts of videos, and I have some really fun videos planned for this week. So if you guys can do me a favor, subscribe and like the video, greatly appreciate you. If not, oh well, I guess you can just let me know that you didn't subscribe because my videos suck. You can say those exact words. Let's head straight into the video. So we have a mixture of good news and bad news today. Let's start off with some good news. Doug Bowser has confirmed that the Nintendo Switch 2 has already arrived in America, and they are really hoping to meet all expectations when it comes to demand of the system. Doug Bowser basically was just saying that they hope to meet the demand for this system, hope to continue shipping this system out, and all that good stuff. But what Doug Bowser also said in this interview that happened today is that the Nintendo Switch 2 price was not in mind of the tariff prices. A lot of questions are going on with that now because in the same interview, Doug Bowser talks about the pre-order situation of the Nintendo Switch 2. This is probably what's the breaking news for a lot of people. He had mentioned in the interview that let me actually get the exact wording here. That way we don't misconstrue Doug Bowser's comments. I quote, "As previous tariffs were not factored into the $449 price itself, so Switch 2 was not considered for like the price that we have right now. There's currently no new pre-order date, and whether the price of the console will be changed is unclear. We had wondered if there was a chance if Nintendo was going to increase the price of the system, and now it is very clear that it is now a strong possibility that Nintendo is looking into this." Now, let's go back to what I have originally said a few videos ago. I do not think we are going to see a price increase for this system right away. I don't think you have to worry about it changing from $450 to $500 or whatever price tag we're going to see on June 5th. However, I do think in a few months from now, the price could go up. Now, the reason why I say we should not have to worry about what's going on with the price right now is Nintendo has confirmed that there are systems here in America. So with that being said, they have stock here. I think what ended up happening, why they delayed the pre-orders, is they want to see how much they can get here in America before the price increase happens and how much they have here in America. That's why the pre-orders have been delayed, because they don't want to be in a situation where they have to actually bring more out than what was pre-ordered and then do the price increase on June 5th, the release date. That is my personal theory. I really don't think we have anything to worry about the release date of the price drop happening, or price increase. The only thing I will say is I think the system is going to be really, really, really hard to get during the summer and maybe all of this year due to the tariffs. I think that they're not going to have as many systems as they wanted here in America, because Nintendo had reported months back that they were going to bring so much Switch 2s here, that way they don't have to worry about a pre-order situation where people can't get the system. Nintendo told people not to worry about that stuff, and I think that is going to change now. In fact, I don't think Nintendo has actually made a comment like that since the announcement of the Switch 2 presentation and everything we got from it. So if you're looking to get this system, you need to pay attention to pre-orders. I feel like the pre-orders at this point are going to drop randomly. I don't think Nintendo's going to have a set date for it anymore, but it's unfortunate to see that the price could be going up, and I guess we got confirmation. It seems like this is a strong possibility at this point, but if I was to guess, I feel like November, December, you'll see the system go up in price. I do know that Mario Kart bundle that comes out is ending in November, so maybe they're trying to last until November, get all the stock of their Mario Kart bundles and their current bundles, which has no game, and then November, around that time, they announce $500, $550. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what price they consider, because $450 is pretty high for a Nintendo console, even though it's still one of the cheapest consoles out there compared to PS5 and Xbox One or Xbox Series X. But if you factor in like the Series S, I think the PS5 digital edition dropped. There's a lot of factors, but I think the price, I think $450 is actually a pretty good price. It's just the games that are kind of ridiculous. Doug Bowser also made a comment on the game pricing, as you know, that has been the big complaint of the Switch 2 right now, is the $80 games, which we only know it's Mario Kart. And looking at this article, I feel like he confirms what I thought was going to end up happening, but let's read what he says. What you see right there is variable pricing. We'll look into each game, really look at the development that's gone into the game, the breadth and depth of the gameplay, if you will, and the durability over time and the repeatability of gameplay experiences. Those are all factors, and there's many more that go into consideration of what is the right price point for a game. So I think you can anticipate that there will be variable pricing, and we haven't set a benchmark. So this kind of confirms what I said a few videos ago. Nintendo is just going to look at the type of game, and then that will decide what an $80 game is. Tears of the Kingdom was the only $70 first party Switch game. Mario Kart World is an $80 game that probably Nintendo looks at as the same type of value as Tears of the Kingdom. And I don't think you're going to see many $80 games from Nintendo. I really think it's just Mario Kart. Whenever that next 3D Zelda comes out, that's an $80 game. The next 3D Mario, that'll be an $80 game. And then I could see them doing it with Smash Bros. Just due to the fact of how big that game is. Development for that game takes forever. I think Smash Bros could be that. And then after that, I really don't see much happening with the Switch 2 game prices. I really think it's going to be either a once a year that we see an $80 game, or every other year it's an $80 game. So I don't think people should be worried about this. I mean, obviously $80 is still ridiculous, but I know that people's concern is that everything was gonna be $80. All right, let's talk about some good news. The YouTuber Chicken Dog is literally outside the Nintendo store as I'm filming this video to be in line for the system for 2 months in front of the Nintendo New York store. He's had so many articles. He started this journey a few days ago. I wanted to cover this as it happened, but I was waiting for when I do one of these news videos, because I don't do news videos all the time. But we're wishing Chicken Dog the best of luck. The Monado Army has his back. He'll be covering the whole journey every day, uploading onto the channel. And I can't wait to see him at the Nintendo New York line. I'll be there like May 28th, somewhere around there. I don't remember this exact date. But if y'all want to see what it's like waiting for not the 1 month that people were expecting someone to do, this dude's doing 2 months. So go check him out, see his journey. We'll try to remember to leave a description. At the very least, we'll show an image of his channel. I'll be honest, I forget to do the description, but I'm gonna try to remember for Chicken Dog. Good luck to Chicken Dog. He's got this. Okay, I guess we're now back to bad news. Nintendo has confirmed that there will be no music in the eShop. I don't know why. I don't get why Nintendo doesn't want to put music. Nintendo's music for eShops have been absolutely phenomenal. You go to the Switch 1, there's nothing. When you go to the Switch 2, there's nothing. And Nintendo has went ahead and confirmed that eShop music is probably never going to happen on any of their consoles going forward, which is very disappointing. I guess it's one of those things that you don't need, but it's just like Nintendo makes such good music. Please, just Nintendo, please. And the reasoning behind it is that the producers said that the Nintendo Switch eShop showcases so many videos of the games, so they didn't want the music to avoid those showcased videos. Which, again, I am confused. Can't you just pause the music once you're playing a trailer? I feel like there's a few different things they could have done, but yeah, no eShop music, I guess. We got Bill Trinen in a video, bro. I can't believe Bill Trinen's back. I mean, I know he's always been with Nintendo, but I feel like it's been such a long time since we've heard from Bill Trinen. It's cool to see him be a part of these interviews now, because Bill Trinen was really a part of that Reggie Fils-Aimé era. And we never really saw him much, I feel like, in the Switch 1 era. Like, we saw him at, like, press events, but he wasn't even in Nintendo Directs. But he was here at the presentation of the Switch 2, or the New York thing, and he did some interviews, and he actually confirmed that there is no achievements for the Nintendo Switch 2. This one kind of surprises me because I seemed like Nintendo was kind of interested in doing achievements at one point, and I wonder that if in the future they might add a update where you can do achievements, because that definitely seems to be on Nintendo's interest. But I don't know how people are going to feel about no achievements. For me, I don't really care. I'm not the one that goes for platinums. I mean, I do attempt it for Spider-Man games. I have a platinum on Spider-Man. You know, I'm not to flex or anything, but I do have a platinum on there. But I don't think it would have been that popular. Well, I can't say that. There are people that really care about that stuff. But I think we're getting it in the future. So there was a lot of speculation with the Switch 2 Joy-Cons having the Hall effect onto the Joy-Cons. But unfortunately, it is confirmed that there is no Hall effect on the Joy-Cons too. I think the Hall effect is supposed to help prevent Joy-Con drift, from my understanding, or just controller drift in general, but that's not on here. And I'm surprised that Nintendo did this just because of all the lawsuits they had with Joy-Con drift. But I do know that the Switch 2 Joy-Cons have been built from the ground up, so I feel like Nintendo did make sure that there's going to be no possible Joy-Con drift, but who knows. Got one from Nintendo Prime. We actually have the confirmation of Nintendo Switch 2 editions games actually being on cartridge. So like Meteoroid, Zelda, Kirby, all of that, when you buy the Switch 2 edition, the Switch 2 edition is all on cartridge. There was a lot of speculation, and it kind of seemed like with Nintendo's wording of the box that there was download codes inside for the Switch 2 edition, and it was just the regular Switch 1 cartridge. But it's a fully new cartridge, so I'm guessing that means it's going to be like a red Switch 2 cartridge, which sucks because I want to collect all the first-party Nintendo Switch 2 games. That's something I do with all Nintendo systems that are out currently, like Wii U, Switch, not like NES, stuff like that. So I don't know how it's going to work for me. That's going to be brutal. Well, at least we got the confirmation it's on cartridge. There was a lot of people worried that these cool updates were going to be stuck as digital only. Bill Trennan actually commented on the game pricing because I guess he saw someone's article of Mario Kart where it seemed like there was not much you could actually do in the game. So he wanted to correct that person, and I guess somehow the $80 price tag got quoted into this. Mario Kart World, I think, especially as you see from the Nintendo Direct, not to give you any hints or anything, but I did read your article this morning, and I think you had mentioned that you didn't find a lot to discover when roaming around. So I would say tune into our Mario Kart Direct to see what. Maybe you'll be able to find out about that. And this somehow got brought up with the $80 price tag. So I guess Bill Trennan is very confident in the $80 price tag. Sounds like there is crazy features of Mario Kart that we don't know about. Looking at the treehouse footage, they were being very selective of what they could show with certain maps, I noticed. There would be certain areas that'd be like, oh, we can't go over there today, but I'm sure you'll learn more information about that on another date. So I don't know what to expect from that. I think Mario Kart is going to be a huge game. I do feel that way. And then our last story for the day, Nintendo has come out with why the Welcome Tour is priced and not a free game, which we also got the confirmation it's a $10 game. I think I did a video earlier, a few days ago, that it seemed like it might be a $6 game, but no, it's $10. Let's read Nintendo's reasoning. This one actually came from Bill Trennan. Okay, interesting. I noticed he's vice president. Has he always been vice president? So does that mean as soon as Doug Bowser retires, we're gonna have Bill Trennan as president of Nintendo? That's pretty cool. It's an interesting product. We're actually getting ready today. We're going to be doing some segments on the Nintendo Treehouse and covering a lot of games in detail. That's one of them. And I think people will be able to see through Treehouse Live probably a little bit more, maybe than you were able to see on the show floor. It's a pretty robust piece of software. There's a lot of great detail in there. For some people, I think there are people who are particularly interested in the tech and the specs of the system and things like that. For them, I think it's going to be a great product. It's really for the people that want more information about the system rather than necessarily a quick intro to everything it does. And for that reason, and just put the amount of care and work with the team that put into this, I think it was decided that, yeah, this feels like a $10 experience. It feels like a good value for what you're getting out of the product. You know, Yikes, 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 yikes. I look at it as a $10 tutorial. That kind of seems like that's what they've said. A greater look at the hardware. That game looked so horrible. I saw part of the footage. It should just be free. Like, it's not even a game. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious how many people are actually going to buy that. And it would make sense for this to be free. With like, if there's truly like crazy things that you can do with the hardware, don't you want your people to know that without having to pay $10? I don't see Nintendo's point of view on this. This one is very weird. Like, it's hard to justify this when, you know, PlayStation 5 had Astro's Playroom as a free game, which the idea of that game was to be a game, but also show what the system itself can do, and the hardware, the controller, all that. And that was a pretty big thing to have for free. And then you have Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour that literally looks like something that was done in Game Builder Garage. I don't get Nintendo's point of view on this, but it is what it is. Guys, that is all the stories we have today. We broke the breaking news of the Nintendo Switch 2. Looking to be increased in price. We know that is now a strong possibility. We were speculating it a few days ago, and now Nintendo's looking at it. Strong possibility, but like I said, I don't think there's anything to worry about till later this year. It's just going to be a hard system to find because of all of this, is what I'm going to guess. Let me know what y'all are thinking in the comments down below. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, check out everything below. If y'all have any cool Switch 2 suggestions in terms of videos, let me know. I plan on filming a lot this week so I can stay ahead. And yeah, I will see y'all in the very next video. Peace.